What is going on, people? Today we're going to be talking about a MEDFORD. It was sent in by D&K Knives, courtesy of Don Farmer. And by way of Mr. Nick Edward, we appreciate both of them. In case you didn't make it to Blade Show, what you're seeing in front of you today is the Blade Show 2023 42nd Annual Blade Show magazine. You open it up, and you got a Greg MEDFORD advertisements, two-page ad. I absolutely adored this ad. You know, like, watch the Greg MEDFORD show live this weekend at the MKT booth. Is that Jake? Is that Jake, the MEDFORD guy? I want a MEDFORD shirt. He looks fatter in person. It's this cute one down here is like, why is everybody looking at him? That's MC from Metal Complex taking pictures. Oh my, that horrible racist bigot, Greg MEDFORD. I'm so offended. Where is Nishimoto? I want one, please. Is that Bobby off King of the Hill? I love MEDFORD knives. Please take my money. Guy in a wheelchair. Got some signs back here. And it's got Greg MEDFORD. Let's find an old veteran I can give a knife to. One thing you can say about MEDFORD is he's definitely a character, right? He's a personality that's unmatched in the knife community. We don't have anybody else like him. Sorry to take up a couple minutes there. Just when I found out I was doing the video on this knife, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to use that as an opportunity to show off that ad. I've been waiting. So box comes, you know, like this is the way it comes. If you're interested in this knife, it may be available, may not be available at D&K Knives. It's Don Farmer's stuff. You want to freeze frame that or pause it? Whatever you kids say these days. Get all of his information. Freeze frame. Starting off, man, I absolutely love the packaging. Brian Nadeau does very similar packaging to this. So if you ever have an opportunity to get one of his custom knives, I don't think that the Sharp by Design stuff that's made overseas has got these boxes, but hell, I may be wrong. That's it's got his logo right here. S3 cases. The case is made in USA as well. S3. A dog tag. MKT USA. 100% made in USA. Got his phone number. It's a really cool experience, man, just handling MEDFORDs. I do enjoy them. I know everybody doesn't, but anyway, now we're going to talk about the knife. Oh, this is the warranty stuff, right? Things not to do. Carry in a pocket with loose metal objects. No tools of any kind on your knife, no exceptions. Extend exposure to salt water. Or extended exposure to salt water. This knife's D2. I see it's mentioning some stuff about S35. This knife is D2. Oh, a clear MEDFORD card. That's kind of cool. And Greg's signature, of course. And the date this knife was born was September 26, 2017. Okay, let's get the flashy stuff out of the way. First of all, I know a lot of people don't like this pocket clip. I do. It works. I put it in my pocket. I like the way it works. It works like a regular clip. You know, it doesn't work any better. It doesn't work any worse. But like when you go to grab the knife out of your pocket, it's kind of cool to be able to like loop your finger around that thing and you know, like just get it out. You know, it's like, and it stays put. It might not look like it would, but on a good pair of blue jeans, it just stays put. On khakis, it might not. You can see it doesn't have, like, it doesn't pinch. Like, so like slacks or khakis or something like that, some sort of thin material, it might not grab a hold of. The action, you know, you're not, you know, they're not supposed to be flippers. You're like, this one's got a flipper. And yeah, that was probably the best one I've gotten so far. I don't understand why the flipper's there personally. Like I would imagine they, you know, it's probably in the paperwork not to use it. We'll put the flipper on the back of the knife. It's just for looks. To me, it's more of a slow roll type of knife. The only Medford I've ever handled was Dave's Marauder H. That actually flipped pretty good, but that's probably because Dave, you know, had it tuned. This blade is in CPM D2. It's called the Theseus. What we got here? Finish. Tumbled. Handle and spring are titanium PVD. And originally come from Blue Ridge Knives. 216 of 310, so this is a special run. Theseus is a smaller knife. What we got here? If I can bring this out a little bit. I don't know if that'll work. There we go. Paramilitary tee. Let's line them both up at this line. Back here. So it's about the same length as a paramilitary too. So it's not like a compact knife or anything. I mean, it's like a full-size knife. It's just not like a full-size Medford, if you will. You know, Medfords get pretty big. But there's Ontario Rat number 2. I'm sorry, that's the one. 80-15. And just for shits and giggles, let's showcase one of my new ones. New to me. Not new, just new to me. As Nkosi. So, you know, about the same size in terms of, like, you know, length. Obviously, the Medford's been bigger than everything as far as spreading peanut butter. And by God, that's, well, you know, that's the metric we go by, is how much peanut butter will your knife spread? It's if it won't spread enough for a Sammy. With one stroke, is it really a knife? Oh, that's for you to call. That's for you to judge. I enjoy the Medford though. Like ergonomically speaking, I think it's like it fits Courtney's hand better. Ironically, she doesn't like it. Man, that is one huge blade stock. I'm guessing that's 1/4 of an inch. What we got? .3/16. Okay, 3/16. Not 1/4. I was wrong. 4/16 would have been 1/4 though. What about that? Like the proprietary pivots and stuff like that. I don't own any Medford, y'all. Like I'm not a hater. I'm not a huge fan. I just don't. I don't own any, and I really don't necessarily know why. I enjoy, like, I mean, he builds his knives. You know, they're built like tanks. There's nothing wrong with them. Just don't have one. Oh, look at that! I made it work. It may need to be broken in or something like. And really, Don might appreciate it if I didn't break it in. I don't know. Got a lanyard tube back here. It's part of the back spacer. Not a huge fan, but it don't get in the way. You know, it looks silly, you know, really, to me, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's functional, right? You know, at least it's a functional part of the knife, and it's like, it kind of solves an issue down here. Like, it keeps like when you're holding it in your hand, it doesn't curve over as bad because you got that back spacer. At the same time, I don't have enough room for it to matter. You know, like I can't fit my pinky right here. This knife wasn't made for me. So even though like it's about the same length of a lot of knives that I actually use, and it's got a lot more girth, it didn't leave a lot of space in between here. So it's not made for me. You know, I believe this is made for a smaller hand individual that would like the experience of having a tanky knife. And for that reason alone, I'm glad it exists. I kind of wish Courtney would have liked it. It would have been kind of cool to have one of these things around. But she didn't. And I understand. I get it. But thanks, Don, for sending it in, letting us check it out. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff, so like I'm not gonna pretend to know a whole lot about it. I have seen some of these knives in different steels, S35VN, and I also have seen them with regular pocket clips. I've seen them with some anodized circles, like I think that's what people are calling them, like disc or circle pocket clips. They'll have anodized, like flame ano. I've seen them with a ton of different colors and configurations. And if you like the knife, there's probably one out there that you'll appreciate. I can appreciate all of them for what they are, right? They're just not for me. It's not because I don't like the knife. It's just because it really don't fit my hand. I felt like if this was my knife, if somebody was to gift me this knife, I would have somebody that knew what they were doing add me a forward choil in the blade. Speaking of which, it's about 3.5 inches worth of cutting edge. Not exactly, a little less, but almost. And it does have a nice hollow ground. So, again, thank you, Don. Any questions, comments, leave them below. I know it's not a great review, but it's not supposed to be. I'm not going to use the knife because it doesn't belong to me. So I'm just giving you my first impressions of it. And that's them. That's them in a nutshell. You guys have a great one, man. Get the fuck out of here. Go do something with life.